Good morning. Today we are going to discuss one theorem, and this is last theorem of this session. In this section, there is only one theorem. Okay, and the theorem is very important. Let V be a finite dimensional vector space over F, and let T be a linear operator on V. Then the theorem says that T is diagonalizable if and only if minimal polynomial for T has the form P equal to x minus C1 into x minus C2 into etc. x minus Ck. This is our theorem, okay? Where C1, C2, etc. Ck are distinct elements of F. The theorem says that if T is diagonalizable, then minimal polynomial is of this form. Also, if minimal polynomial for T is of this form, then T is diagonalizable. Clear? T is diagonalizable implies minimal polynomial is a product of distinct linear factors. Okay. So, conversely, if P is minimal polynomial is of this form, then T is diagonalizable. Okay. What about the first part? T is diagonalizable implies minimal polynomial for T is of the form P equal to x minus C1 into x minus C2 into etc. x minus Ck. This part already we have done. Okay. So, moving to the last part, moving to the converse part. Sorry. First part is over. Okay. And now we have to conversely assume that minimal polynomial for T is of the form x minus C1 into x minus C2 etc. x minus Ck, where C1, C2 etc. Ck are distinct elements of F. And we have to prove T is diagonalizable. To prove T is diagonalizable, what we have to show? We have to show V has a basis consisting of characteristic vectors. Okay, let W be the subspace spanned by all characteristic vectors of T. Okay, and if we prove W is equal to V, then V has a basis consisting of characteristic vectors of T, because we take W as a subspace spanned by all characteristic vectors of T. And we have to prove, if we prove W equal to V, then that means V has a basis consisting of characteristic vectors, because W is the span of all characteristic vectors. Okay, so that is our aim, to prove W equal to V. So what we are going to prove is, we assume that W not equal to V. We suppose that W is not equal to V, and we have to reach a contradiction. Okay, so this is our aim. Let alpha belongs to W. Okay, W is the span of all space spanned by all characteristic vectors of T. If you take any alpha belongs to W, then alpha is a linear combination of characteristic vectors. Suppose alpha is equal to x1 alpha 1 plus x2 alpha 2 plus etc. plus xn alpha n, where as alpha is a characteristic vectors, there exists characteristic value Ci to each alpha I. Okay. So alpha 1, alpha 2, etc. alpha n are characteristic vectors and corresponding to the characteristic value Ci. Okay. So T alpha I is equal to C alpha I, Ci alpha I varies from 1 to etc. n. Now what about our T alpha? We have alpha is equal to x1 alpha 1 plus x2 alpha 2 plus etc. plus xn alpha n. Each alpha is our characteristic vectors, and it is let Ci be the characteristic value corresponding to the vector alpha I. Okay. So T alpha I, we have T alpha is equal to this one. T alpha is equal to T of x1 alpha 1 plus x2 alpha 2 plus etc. plus xn alpha n. T alpha equal to applied T, then x1 T alpha 1 etc. x1 c1 alpha 1 plus etc. plus etc. Xn Cn alpha n. But this is again a linear combination of alpha 1, alpha 2 and alpha etc. alpha n. This implies clearly this belongs to W. So for each alpha belongs to W, T alpha belongs to W. Therefore, W is invariant under T. And we have assumed that W is not equal to V. Then apply our lemma. W not equal to V implies there exists a alpha belongs to W such that there exists a alpha belongs to V such that alpha not belongs to W but T minus Cji alpha belongs to W for some characteristic value Cj. Clear? We are just applying our lemma. Okay. Now you choose some beta is equal to choose some beta is equal to beta is equal to let beta is equal to T minus Cji alpha. Then beta belongs to W because we have by our lemma there exists a alpha belongs to V such that T minus Cj alpha belongs to W and we are assuming this as our beta. So beta belongs to W. But what is our W? W is the subspace spanned by characteristic vectors. So beta you can write as some beta 1 plus beta 2 plus etc. plus beta k where T beta I is equal to Ci beta I. Okay. So how we can write beta as this one? Beta belongs to W. Okay. So beta you can write as a linear combination of characteristic vectors. So this x1 alpha 1 you can mark as beta 1, x2 alpha 2 beta 2 etc. xk alpha k you can mark as beta k. Okay. So our beta is a beta 1 plus beta 2 plus etc. plus beta k. Now beta I is xi alpha I. Now what is T beta I? T beta is T of xi alpha I and that's equal to xi T alpha I and xi T alpha I means Ci alpha I because T alpha I Ci is the characteristic value corresponding to the characteristic alpha I. Therefore T alpha I is Ci alpha I. That's equal to Ci xi alpha I. But xi alpha I is beta Ci beta I. Therefore, T beta I is equal to Ci beta I. Okay. So, what we get? We get T beta I is equal to T beta I is equal to Ci beta I. Okay. So, we have by again our one previous lemma. If f of t any polynomial, then f of t, I think f of t some beta or alpha you can write as some f of c into alpha. Okay, therefore any polynomial h of x for any polynomial h of x, for any polynomial h of x, h of t beta belongs to w. Why? How? Beta you can write as beta 1 plus beta 2 plus etc. plus beta k. H of t beta you can write as h of t into beta 1 plus beta 2 plus etc. plus beta k. And h of t beta 1 plus h of t beta 2 plus etc. plus h of t beta k. And using apply this result, what we get h of t beta 1 you can write as h of c1 beta 1 and h of t beta 2 you can h of c2 beta 2 etc. h of ck beta k, h of c1, c2 etc. ck. So this is again a linear combination of alpha 1, alpha 2, etc. alpha k. Therefore, that belongs to W. Therefore, what we get h of t beta again belongs to W. Okay. For any polynomial h of x, h of t beta belongs to W. Okay. Clear? Now, Let P of x be the minimal polynomial for T as Cj be a characteristic, as Cj is a characteristic value, it is also a root of minimal polynomial. Therefore, our P of x you can write as some x minus Cj into Q of x, where Q of x is some polynomial. Okay, P of x, because Cj is the characteristic value of T, therefore polynomial P of x you can write as x minus Cj into Q of x. Okay, q of x is some polynomial. Now choose r of x is equal to q of x minus qcj. Then what is r of cj? R of cj equal to 0. How r of cj is equal to? R of cj equal to q of cj minus q of cj, and which is equal to 0. Therefore cj is a root of r of x. Therefore, x minus cj is also a factor of r of x. Therefore, r of x you can write as x minus cj into h of x. Okay. So, r of x is x minus cj into h of x. R of x is also q of x minus qcj. Therefore, q of x minus qcj is equal to x minus cj into h of x. Now, as p of x is a minimal polynomial, p of t equal to 0. Therefore, p of t, what is our p of x here? P of x is x minus cj into q of x. Okay. So, p of t is equal to t minus p of x is x minus cj into q of x. P of t equal to t minus cj I into q of x. Now what is P of T alpha? P of T alpha equal to T minus Cji into Q of T alpha. But P of T is 0. 0 alpha equal to T Qt alpha minus Cj Qt alpha. And 0 equal to T Qt alpha minus Cj Qt alpha. From this, T Qt alpha equal to Cj Qt alpha. T of Qt alpha equal to Cj Q of Cj Q of T of alpha. Now this is of the form some T beta equal to Cj beta. Okay. Therefore, beta is a characteristic vector corresponding to the characteristic vector Cj. Sorry, characteristic value Cj. So here Q of T alpha is a characteristic vector corresponding to the value of Cj. So as it is a characteristic vector, Q of T alpha belongs to W. Okay. Now q of x minus q of cj. What is q of x minus q of cj? Here we get here q of x minus q of cj is q of x minus q of cj is x minus cj into h of x. Apply that here. Q of x minus q of cj is equal to h of x into x minus cj. Q of t minus q of cj equal to h of t into replace x by t. Okay, and here you have to put identity matrix. Okay, identity operator actually. Q of t minus q cj I alpha equal to h of t into this function equal means this the operator equal means the value at alpha is equal. Okay, therefore q of t alpha minus q cj I alpha equal to h of t minus cj I alpha. Q of t alpha minus q cj I alpha is same as alpha. Q cj alpha equal to h of t into t minus cj I alpha. But t minus cj I alpha we choose that as b. Therefore q of t alpha minus q of cj alpha equal to h of t beta. Okay. Now what about q of t alpha? Here from this take q of t alpha to right side. Therefore q minus qcj alpha equal to h of t beta minus q of t alpha. From this, qcj alpha is equal to q of t alpha minus h of t beta. Q of t alpha belongs to W, H of t beta belongs to W. Therefore, Q of Cj alpha also belongs to W. This also belongs to W. This also belongs to W. Therefore, this also belongs to W. That means Q of Cj alpha belongs to W. But alpha not, we choose alpha such that alpha not belongs to W. Okay. But QCj alpha belongs to W means QCj must be equal to 0. Because W is a subspace, QCj alpha belongs to W implies there is only one possibility, Q of Cj must be equal to 0. Because suppose Q of Cj is equal to some 2. 2 alpha belongs to W implies alpha belongs to W because W is a subspace. But W not belongs to, but alpha not belongs to W. Therefore, Q of Cj must be equal to 0. Therefore, equation 1 become q of x is equal to q of cj equal to 0 means x minus cj is a factor of q of x. Therefore, q of x you can write as x minus cj into h of x. But p of x, what is p of x? X minus cj into q of x. Therefore, p of x equal to x minus cj into x minus cj into h of x. That means x minus cj whole square into h of x for some polynomial h of x, which implies minimal polynomial p of x has a repeated factor, which is a contradiction because we assume that minimal polynomial is a product of distinctly linear factor, and the contradiction arises just because we assume that w is not equal to v. Therefore, w must be equal to v always. That means v is spanned by characteristic vectors. Hence, v has a basis consisting of characteristic vectors. This implies T is diagonalizable. That's all for today's class. With this, we are closing this section, invariant subspaces. This result is very important. Usually, this problem asks for essay question. Okay.